Hey guys, welcome back to another interview here on Tuned In Entertainment. Today, I am joined by Dillon McQueen.
The Dillon McQueen. Have some respect.
I will, I'm sorry. The Dillon McQueen.
See, it sounds so much better that way.
Right. Because I've seen you out in the ring and I definitely do not want to disrespect you.
Good. And you're smart, I guess.
I've learned a few things being around the wrestlers. You don't want to disrespect anybody back here in the locker room, that's for sure.
I mean, you can disrespect them, but when you're in the presence of the Gaytriarch, honey, you're not going to point it at me. Now, any questions I'm sure you're dying to know about me?
I'm trying to learn a lot. Like, Dillon, how did you get into professional wrestling?
Well, I just decided that I wanted to be the best that there ever was, so I trained with Dr. Tom Pritchard, Kane, Cody Rhodes, Glacier, QT Marshall. I basically have the strongest foundation anyone's ever had to do what we're doing now, honey. So I guess you could say that I was born to be great.
Now, you mentioned some great names there. Can I tell you that the first interview ever on my channel was Glacier?
Ah! What a god. I love him so much. He's taught me everything that he knows, which means I can kick your head off and make it look flawless.
Were you a fan of Glacier before you started training with him?
Let me tell you, Glacier has one of the most before his time movesets I believe I've ever seen. Before there was crazy high-flying X divisions and before there was cruiserweight titles in WWE, there was someone like Glacier that for his size could do it all. So if you weren't a fan, I mean, have you ever even seen wrestling?
That's right. I think Glacier had the most epic introduction to any character ever in professional wrestling.
Well, you haven't seen mine yet.
I haven't seen yours yet. Yes.
Maybe he'll can settle for second.
Yes. I should say in the 90s.
I'll give him that. Okay. I'll give him that.
Now, when you're not wrestling, what are some of the things you like to do for fun?
Oh my gosh, what is there to do but wrestling? Wrestling is my life. I give everything. I'm absolutely committed if you haven't been able to tell. I mean, you don't go and train with the best in the world around the world if you're not in it to win it, honey, and she's down for the championship. So I don't have time for anything other than greatness, which I'm sure you're not used to.
I'm definitely not used to all the time. When I'm surrounded by greatness, like you, it's hard to take it all in.
It can be very taxing.
It is.
But, it's a curse I bear.
It is. Hey, now, you have wrestled at least one match here today with Fabu Andre.
Which I won.
Hey, and Fabu's doing big things, and you took out Fabu Andre.
And I'm doing big things, honey. Okay? Get that right. Fabu was lucky to step into the ring with Dillon McQueen, and I will say you're welcome for that. I am one member of Petty and Pink, the undefeated New South Tag Team Champions, one of the fastest rising stars in independent wrestling. So Fabu, you're welcome. And to my next opponent, the outcome is gonna be the same. I'm gonna walk away from WrestleMania weekend undefeated.
2-0, you're wrestling 2 matches here today.
Which is, 2 more than most people.
That is true. Now, when you're done having that big match here today, what's going to be your go-to cheat meal?
Cheat meal?
Do you have a cheat meal?
Cheat meal. Look, honey, do you see this snatched body? Does it look like I have a cheat meal? I'm bred on excellence. My body is a fine-tuned machine. I don't put cheat meal into my body.
So no cheat meals for Dillon.
Honey, looking at me is a cheat meal. Seriously.
How rude are they to be interrupting our one-on-one interview?
You know what? It's a peasant thing. I can't really relate to that because I don't listen when people talk that aren't me, but I guess.
Who are some of your influences to get into professional wrestling other than Glacier, Cody Rhodes? Did you have some other wrestlers down the pipeline?
Well, I'll tell you, women's wrestling is on fire right now. So a lot of the people I looked up to, Sasha Banks, Paige, my bitch Maurice, all the divas and women that have paved the way for the superstars of today inspired a young Dillon McQueen, and I'm here fulfilling the fantasy. clearly better than anybody else.
Is there even an argument when it comes to that?
I don't think so. Why would you pose the question?
That's just a silly question. Why am I asking such rhetorical questions? It makes no sense. Look at this. We've got like an entourage going through here.
I know. No pictures, no pictures.
No pictures.
No
like,
autographs.
and if you do, you gotta pay.
Absolutely, honey.
Absolutely.
The only thing for free at Dillon McQueen's merch table is looking.
And even that, I think they have to at least leave a tip.
Oh, it costs them something.
It costs them something. Now, Dillon, this is one of the questions I want to ask every wrestler that I'm interviewing today. If people aren't coming to their local independent shows, what are they missing out on?
A draw. Me. If you're not coming to a local independent wrestling show, honey, it's probably because I'm not on the card. And while there are a ton of independent wrestlers that are filling Tampa Bay right now with the best talent in the world, one of them stands alone. One of them stands at the top, and that's me. So why don't you go get a little idea of what independent wrestling is, go support your local promotions, have so much fun doing it, and then when you want to see the main event, step my way.
That's it, plain and simple. If you're not booking Dillon McQueen on your show,
are you even a show?
Oh, I like it. Dillon, where can people look you up at?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Dillon McQueen. I'm not hard to find, honey. I'm kind of a big deal.
You are a big deal.
Thank you.
Dillon, is there anything else that people should know about you before we let you go?
Yeah, there is one thing I want to say. Bye.
Well, guys, got to thank Dillon McQueen for that interview. So I got 2 microphones here. So if you like interviews like this with Dillon McQueen.
And you're welcome.
I am welcome. Stay tuned in here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos. Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.